Alrighty boys, welcome back to another step-by-step. Now today's video is going to be a how to attack Lair step-by-step video using gameplay examples. In this video we're going to be talking about the most common bomb sites. So specifically we're going to go top floor first, then basement floor, then we're going to go to bunks. Now the one thing I want to quickly explain is that during these gameplay examples I'm going to be using Ace for all of the examples today, because of the fact that it's a lot easier to understand the push if you're playing from the hard breacher perspective. And so it's going to be a lot easier for me to explain it if I just center it around Ace being like the main attacker that is going to be making the push happen. But to get us started here for today, guys, on our first clip, we're going to be attacking the top floor bomb site. And I always come out of the lift spawn because we want to get onto the roof, so that way we can deny any spawn peeks. And I also want to open the outside wall into our 6 room. So the idea here is that I'm going to be having my teammates EMP the wall for me, and I'm going to be opening the outside wall here first. So right here, I see that the wall is banded. Now, something that I want to explain is that since this wall is banded, I'm going to need my teammate to EMP both of the bandits like fast. And since they're playing bandit in this example, long story short, what that means is that I have to put 2 ace charges on this wall. However, the thing that I want to talk about, and you're going to see here, I'm going to rappel down. And I'm telling my teammates to hold the windows too while we're opening this wall, but you're going to see here, opening up the wall. Now I'm going to pause, guys. One thing that I really quickly want to explain to you is that in an ideal world, if there's no bandit tricking this wall, you only want to open the left side from this upside down rappel. So where it says subscribe, you want to ignore that side of the wall, because long story short, it creates this long angle onto the default plant that we want for this attack from Skybridge. So we want to, in an ideal world, we would not open up that side. But the reason why I'm using 2 ace charges is just so that way the bandit can't keep up and deny both of the walls. And the reason why I do the right side first and then do the left side is because bandit's most likely going to deny the right side on his bandit trick, but not the left side. So ideally he bandit tricks the right side, I get open the left side. That's why I'm using 2 ace charges. And the reason why the left side is okay is because one of your teammates is going to be able to play outside on this wall for when you're going to want to go in for the default plant later on in the round. And I'm going to be showing you guys where the default plant is as well for this push. But like I said, if you open up the right side and your teammate plays out here, like, that's fine. But like I said, if they pop open the Skybridge window, they'll be able to look through that breach onto the default plant if the right side is open. But if the left side is the only wall that is open, then we're going to be able to get a default plant, and a teammate's also going to be able to play outside as well. So that way the reinforced wall will basically block the default plant. And you guys will understand more of what I mean by right side, left side when I go over to the default plant later on in this clip. Now, to get us actually into the push, now that we sorted out this breach, we're going to be getting off of this rappel after we get open the wall here, and we're going to be rotating over to outside operational. We're going to be opening the barricade. Now, typically, and in this specific clip, there's not actually going to be a guy playing operational head holes for like top mez. In this specific clip, they actually have a Mira, but however, one of my teammates already has cleared out the person for the head holes. So there's nobody going to be on the head holes for this example. However, what I want you guys to understand is that typically you probably won't get a teammate that is going to be able to clear out that person so early on in the round. So I want to show you guys an angle that you can use if anybody is playing head holes in front of operational, so that way you guys can get a free kill onto him. But to show you guys this angle, basically what you want to do is you want to get on the rappel here for this wall here for anybody playing for the head holes. And you want to just basically be on this rappel and just wait for them to peek the head holes. And ideally you would do it before they take the angle onto you, so that way you can get yourself a free kill on them when they peek the head holes. But now we're going to get back into our original clip now that I explained that angle. And like I said, for context for this clip, that we already killed the guy that was on the head holes, but I wanted to show you guys that angle so that way you guys have it. Now we're going to open up this wall, and this is going to lead to our default plant. Now, like I said earlier, we got the bandit off the wall, so technically the outside wall is open in this example, and now we actually are ready to go for our default plant. And so the idea is that somebody walks in for the default plant, I'm going to play for the cover for the plant, and my teammate's going to be able to safely cover. I denied a desk swing, so he's perfectly fine to plant in this position. Now, in an ideal world, one of my teammates would have been outside the breach, but you're going to see right here, Bandit swing, so I get a free kill into him. Now we have the bomb down. It's a 3v1 position. Last guy's top mez, but however, in this example, like I said, one of my teammates could be outside on the breach, and what's going to end up happening here is that Mira is actually going to swing the open breach that we made earlier in the round, and we're going to get a free kill into her. Like I said, one of my teammates should be playing outside of there, but in that example, we didn't have anybody on the breach, but that's why we open up that breach, is for that cover cross. Now, one thing I want to quickly mention before we get into our next attack here is that for that last push that I just showed, in an ideal world also, one of your teammates should be walking up the staircase for top mez control and then holding that space there, and so that way the Mira from last round isn't able to retake that control, and it's basically that essentially guarantees the plant at that point. Because of the double cross and the long story short, he can hold from the desk angle like how I was holding, but from top mez, and then he also denies people coming out of server to try to retake top mez like how that Mira did to kill our team on the run back from default plant. But long story short, getting us into our next clip here, we're going to be once again starting on the roof. Now this push is going to be a little bit different. This time we're going to be pushing the backside here, and this is the opposite push. Like right here, all I'm doing here is I'm opening operational, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to basically make the enemy team think that we're going for an operational push when we're actually going to be going for a backside. Right here, I open up the outside wall again, so it's the same thing as before. Open up the outside wall so one of your teammates could potentially play there for a cross angle later on in the round. And then right here, I'm droning in for my teammates here so that way they can take the space quickly, and my gridlock can get all of the flanks down for the staircases. And our goal is going to be to open up storage, and then that way we can get a walk-in for I believe it's our 6th room. I actually don't remember the actual name of the bomb site, but long story short, open up our storage here, and this will basically essentially force the enemy team to play on the left side of the breach and the right side of the breach. Maybe somebody playing inside a server. So ideally here, you're going to see my Ashes on display window. She would kill the guy that's on the left side of the breach. However, we can ego challenge this guy from the breach to get a kill onto him if there is a guy there. Now, unfortunately, my teammates do sell their bodies. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have to walk in. First, I got to peek the right side. Then I peek the left side. And this is going to be how I clear. So right here, I clear the guy for, close right. Then I swing close left. Now it's a 2v1 or 1v1 position because I killed the Goyle earlier in the round when I walked in. And then the last guy, I'm actually getting audio for him that he is flanking on the gridlocks. And so my teammate that's like 20 HP right here, my Ash, I'm telling her, hey, grab the bomb for me, go plant. I'm holding the angle for this vigil on the flank. Now, unfortunately, for context, I am going to whiff on this guy right after we get the plant off. But my Ash is going to go ahead and double swing with me, and he is going to go ahead and get the kill, and we are going to go ahead and secure the round. But right here, the vigil crosses, I whiff some shots, then I peek again here, and I believe I whiff again, and then my teammate's going to go ahead and get the free kill, and we secure the round. Now, once again, guys, we're going to be moving on now, since we got the 2 pushes for top floor covered. Now, on the basement bomb site, on the attack, you want to start for this first push. We're going to be going for a warehouse push, and our goal is to take toxin so that way we can loop around the bomb site. And what I mean by loop around is, what I'm trying to say is that if the enemy team is inside of the site, right, when we have toxin control, we can loop around them, and that's what's going to happen for this specific round. Is there's going to be one guy alive, it's going to be a 2v1 position, and I'm going to be able to loop around through toxin after taking control of warehouse. And to get warehouse open, the reason why we're playing ace is so that way we can either soft breach this soft wall for warehouse, or ace charge it if they do decide to reinforce it and play in there. But long story short, the idea with taking toxin is so that way we can either force the kills on the people inside of lab, or we can go for our default plant with cover from toxin. But you're going to see here, I'm droning out warehouse. Warehouse for the most part is clear. There's just one guy riding inside of electrical. So we're going to go ahead and walk in. We're going to take warehouse here. And all I'm doing here is I'm just trying to prevent the Legion from coming back to warehouse. That's why I'm holding this angle, is because I'm trying to essentially give us space control, basically. And so For context, this Legion isn't going to peek again, and so we're not going to be able to get a free kill from him. And what's going to end up happening is my teammates are going to unfortunately sell their bodies. So now I'm going to go ahead and shift over towards the missile push here. And you're going to see here there's a guy on the Toxin doorway for missile. So what I need to do here is I need to open this soft wall so we can progress our push a little bit and potentially get some of these guys to swing out, since it is a 2v5 position. Now, it is soft, so I technically, you know what I mean, I'm good to go to walk down the hallway here because I know nobody's inside of here because there was one guy swinging for Toxin. Right here, I ace charged the wall so that way we can progress the push. The smoke decides to ego challenge out and we get a free kill into him. And for context, I'm going to get a call out from one of my teammates here that there's somebody on yellow that's trying to hit a flank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause my push here and I'm going to be worrying about this guy on flank with my teammate here. And we're just going to be waiting for this guy to hit this flank so that way we can keep progressing our wall. We're going to get a free kill on the flank guy. And then we're going to go back towards over to missile. And then what we're going to be doing here is we're just going to be trying to figure out where the guys are in Toxin. Now, luckily for me, my teammates already have a drone in there. So I'm going to be able to just force this gunfight with this mute because he's not taking an active gunfight with me. So I'm going to be able to just force the gunfight here, get myself a free kill. I do tank a shotgun shot right there, but like I said, we get Toxin control. So now, if they were playing really far back, we would go for a default plant. But since he's playing in the middle of sight, I loop around with my teammate to force him into a sandwich position, and we go ahead and secure the round right there. Now, not all rounds are going to be like that, where they just give you pretty much all of the control and an ego challenge, so you guys can get free kills and secure the round that way. A lot of times, teams will play passive or they'll play very aggressive for warehouse, and so if they play really passive, what you want to make that push better is you still want to run to ace. However, you'd probably bring a shield to walk through missile and also to walk in for Toxin. And in that way, you can get more of a forced push through Toxin. But it's essentially the same concept. You get control of Toxin, you pretty much win the round. Now, something I want to talk about with this clip is that if they are playing aggressively for warehouse, one of the things that you guys can do is you can put a breach charge on this soft wall, breach it, play on the upside down rappel, and then you can look for anybody playing inside of here, and also for anybody rotating in and out of the warehouse right here. You're going to see a mute. He goes for a nitro onto me. Unfortunately, he doesn't get it, and I get a free kill onto him. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a clip of the when a team is very passive and they just play inside a Toxin clip for you guys. I thought I did, but I unfortunately don't. But this next clip is going to be for when the enemy team plays very aggressive for warehouse. We're going to be essentially doing the same thing as the previous clip, where we're going to be playing for warehouse here. So you're going to see here, I'm going to run up. I'm going to go ahead and see that this wall is soft. So instead of doing a breach charge here, since they're actively playing in it, I decided to go into repel here. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be looking for any potential wall bangs here instead of breach charging right away. Because if I breach charge, there's potential for them to just wall bang me. But long story short, I'm going to go ahead and punch the soft wall here. I'm going to peek through the soft wall. Now, there is a chance I could just die here right away. But I'm going to go ahead and I believe see I'm going to see somebody. I don't actually know who it is. But we're going to go ahead. It's a Goyo. And punch hole kill him, injure him. And then my teammate's going to follow up with a Twitch drone. And so we get a free kill right there. Now, the rest of their team is playing super, super aggressive for barrels control here, but I'm still progressing to push. I'm going to open up missile here. One of my teammates is going to get flanked, but we're going to get the refragged. And then the last guy is going to actually be playing really aggressively for missile here, but since I already opened up the wall, he's trapped. So now we just play aggressive here and get ourselves a free kill. I mean, it's a swing or be swung meta, so, you know, sometimes teams are like this where you just got to force the gunfights on them on where they want to play and secure rounds like that. Now, next up, guys, I want to show you guys another example of attacking the bottom basement bomb site where we're going to be playing ace once again, and our goal here is that we want to drone for any roamers so that way our entries can get in and we can start getting vertical for filter push, okay? So the idea is with ace is that for the first portion of the round is I'm going to be droning for my entries so that way they can clear the roamers. And for context, the only roamer that's going to be in this round is going to be a Vigil, and he's actually going to get 2 of our entries, but we are going to follow up and kill him later on in the round. And in an ideal world, right, we open up the hatches, we clear all the roamers, we open up filter wall, And then ideally the people on vert cover for the default plant. You're going to see what I mean by the default plant for this push once we get to that point. But right here, I'm going to go ahead. I'm telling my teammates like, hey, I'm going to drone you in for range. So I'm going to go ahead and drone range. Range is good. So I'm telling my Twitch like, hey, man, go right on in. Weapon maintenance is clear here. So now my teammates can flood into weapon maintenance. Now I'm droning armory. Armory is clear. Now we're droning again here. And I'm just looking for any roamers, okay? My teammates are playing really well here. So they're just following my drone, seeing where it is. And right here, I'm droning out lobby so that way, or reception here, so that way there's no rat, so that way we can potentially go for the hatch early. You're going to see here my buckets open the hatch, which is fantastic. And then I'm going to go ahead and start droning once again for top floor here. I believe my teammate actually gives me a call out that there is a vigil top floor. Yeah, right here. And what I'm doing here is I'm just hanging back my drone here because I want my entry to get closer to my drone, but before I start bothering this vigil with my drone, because you're going to see right here the vigil is here, and so he turns on his gadgets. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to be annoying with my drone here. That's the whole point of me playing my drone here. I'm not losing my drone, I'm just trying to be annoying with my drone, so that way my teammate can walk up and get the free kill onto him. He pulls off his vigil scan. He's actually over by R6 room now. He's going to kill one of my teammates here. And then, unfortunately, my other teammate is actually going to get ego challenged by this guy. But my Twitch is going to go ahead and swing around. Or I believe my Ash, actually, is going to go ahead and swing around. And he's going to go ahead and kill the Vigil right here. Which now it's a 3v4 position. Now, we already opened up the hatches. So we're actually in really good position here. I'm putting my drone that I would use for that vigil for the flank for yellow here, since I don't have a teammate alive that can do it anymore. And then now we're going to start working on the vert here. I'm going to shoot a bandit charge off the filter wall. And then the idea here is that I want to start rotating down for filter push. My Twitch is already here from earlier in the round from the roam clear. So I'm going to go ahead and drone down the staircase here for filter. And I'm going to see that filter is clear, so I'm going to go ahead and run down the staircase. I'm going to go ahead and check the doorway just to make sure there's nobody trying to, like, ego challenge me. Then I'm going to go ahead and open up this wall, and I'm telling my teammate, like, hey, we have this right now. Like, my Ash is on vert, so we can go ahead and cover the plant. This is, by the way, a push that you want to do with a stack. But right here, like I said, I drawn out everything, and there's nobody ready for this push. They actually do have an echo here, by the way. But we actually Twitch drone out the echo drones, which is fantastic. And then right here, I'm like, all right, Twitch, get off your drone. We can go for a default plant right now. So I'm going to go ahead and go in. I'm going to plant on this dresser. All my Twitch has to do is hold stock and prevent that swing. My Ash covers from the hatch for the rotate hole and for connector. And then all I got to do here is just get out. I do take a little bit of damage, but that's okay. Now, my Twitch goes ahead and gets a free kill. He is going to unfortunately die. However, I did get out alive. So I'm going to go ahead and be able to put more vert on the diffuser now for the default plant. And now it's essentially GG's because they don't actually have a way of winning anymore, because now we're in a nice 2v2 position. We have vert on the diffuser. Now it's pretty much GG's on the spot because we have the vertical. All I got to do is just wait for them to start hitting the bomb. And like I said, we do still have the hatch open, so my Ash is holding the hatch here if I'm not mistaken. And pretty much we just hold out on the vert. We just wait for them to start sticking it here. I'm going to go and kill Malusi for free. 2v1 position. Last guy's not going to give me a freebie. And we go ahead and secure the round. And in essence, that's the filter push for you guys. You guys get that default plant down. You play it from vert, and it's GG's on the spot. Now for the final clip and the final attack of the video that I'm going to be showing you guys, we're going to be attacking the Bunks bomb site, and I am fast forwarding through this clip here because the enemy team actually fakes us out, and we thought they would go basement floor, but they actually go Bunks first. And so in an ideal world, guys, for this push, what you would do is you would open up the outside wall, you would take vertical, pretty much do a roam clear just like how we did with the filter push, where I would drone for top floor, we would run vertical for up top, open up the hatch, get flanks down, do vertical for the bomb site, have the wall open, and look for a default plant somewhere down the line. But in this specific example, we're going to be essentially looking for a play where we're going to open up the wall, and what's going to end up happening is when you open up the wall on this bomb site, there's actually a really cheeky angle that you guys can do for free kills. And honestly, every single time that I attack this bomb site, I usually get like at least one person on this really cheeky angle. But long story short, when you open up this wall like this, you can go ahead and go back to the bottom of the staircase and then hold like this very nasty pixel angle and get yourself free one taps on anybody over by the I believe the office doorway right there. And you're going to see here another guy is going to end up trying to peek me, so I get another one tap. Now, since we got 2 kills from the breach right there, there's not really any point in actually pushing up to vert at this point. We can just go ahead and flood because we have someone in the bunker hallway. So we're going to go ahead and plant red on the wall here. And the last guy for contact is going to be pushing up yellow. And in my frenzy to go for the clip, I'm going to go ahead and ego challenge and get the last kill and secure the round. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's step-by-step video. Please give me any feedback in regards to how I explained this video. And please make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace!